Hi, today I am going to give you a review of the Englander stove model 13-NCH. The H stands for Home Depot because we bought it from Home Depot. And we live in a mobile home, so we had certain requirements for the stove. So you would just find out what those requirements are whenever you see what kind of stove you need for your home, your size home. So here's our hearth, and you will see little things on the carpet. That's where we actually burn our carpet, but so be very careful. But we have the manual. See, it's englanderstoves.com, and we're also going to show you how to start a fire. And you'll hear my son in the background playing, just by the way. And it's 72% maximum heat output, 60,000 BTUs. Here's the heat output, the efficiency, smoke, non-catalytic. Had to do a lot of research before we got this because we just wanted to make sure we were going to be safe. There's our tools, and we have a little tote with our gloves, and we have all the, I cut up all these boxes for scraps to help start the fire. Here's our matches. Here's an egg carton. Oh, hi. You want to say hi to everybody?
I already teach the tools.
And you already taught the tools. Yeah. Okay. And then here's an egg carton, and each egg, this helps to start the fire. This is a homemade fire starter. And each little egg, I put lint from the dryer in there, stuffed it, put some little sticks in there, and then poured melted wax over the top of it so it's a little bit stiff. But once you start these, they stay lit for quite a while. It's really, really great. So there's what the top looks like. And the fresh air intake, we have to have that since we live in a mobile home. And then the air blower. So next, I'll show you how to start the fire. So here's kind of how it looks a little bit. It's kind of dirty in there on the glass door. We need to clean that. And this is the air inlet control setting. And here's an ash drawer. There's a little bit of ash in there. We actually never use that, and that's what they told us at the store, but we were for sure that we thought we would really use that, but we just use our tool and put it in our ash bucket. So just open up like this. That's kind of what the inside, we've been using it. We used it last winter, and we're using it this winter, and it's February. Here's what the inside looks like. I cleaned it all out last night. It's a little hard to see. So what we do is put some of these sticks in here. That one's a little big. Let's see. Kind of build. Actually, I like this where it's like that because the fire can really start that good. Usually I will build it pretty, I would build it like, I guess I'll go ahead and build it up. But when I didn't have these little fire starters, I would just use paper, and it takes a while. Sometimes not so bad if your starter sticks are dry, but sometimes ours had a little bit of water in them, so it took a little longer. So, we would just build up and try to get them lit as good as best as we could. But since I have this little fire starter, I'm not going to build higher than this. So I'm going to put this kind of underneath that. Bear with me because I'm handling the camera by myself while I'm doing this. So I'm going to start the... Okay. Here we go. Okay. And you'll see that once this gets going, it just stays lit for quite a while. I saw a video where it said, you know, you might have to light it twice, but mine so far have been great. I take my little tool and I kind of move it if I need to. See, now it's kind of hitting that piece of wood. Might move it up a little more towards the other piece of wood too. Maybe catch a couple on fire. See, that one's catching really good. See, I am one of those people that was scared to death of the stove when we first got it. So I just let my husband do it all the time. But after a while, I watched him start the fires and I got used to it, and I'm not afraid of it anymore. And I've figured it out really well, and I know exactly how to do it and how to have safety and make sure no one gets hurt. Looks like that is really catching well. So I don't use charcoal or lighter fluid because I have read online several safety pages that say do not do that. It's very dangerous. It only takes one time to blow your house up. So, you know, this is an old-fashioned way of doing this, but it's better than catching your house on fire. So I'm going to put a little bit of paper in here. I like to kind of get it started on the edge. And I'll kind of put it underneath here. Try to start this side. I could put 2 fire starters in there, but I'm kind of wanting to save them. So let's see here. Get another one. See how long it has a flame? It just kind of keeps going and going. It's pretty awesome. Okay, see how, you know, in the paper, I used to use just paper, and sometimes it would just take forever. And I think I might try to, since that's lit, maybe I'll kind of move it a little bit over to kind of light another side. Okay, that side is going really great. Maybe I can move my little starter over to the other side here. You know, I just kind of watch to see what it does. How it's, you know, there we go. I got it on the other side now. Kind of watch it, move it around as I need to. And then once it starts catching more, I will bring in a piece of wood and put it on top of there. And I like making my square formation so that I can, so that the wood stays up. I have found that I have to keep the wood elevated, so I never lay it flat in there, because in this little stove, it seems like we don't get as good of airflow as we would a bigger stove. So we have to leave this open all the way, it seems like, most of the time. But you know, after we burned our wood last year, which wasn't seasoned very good, we might have some creosote in our chimney, so that might help our problem with our airflow and smoke. Sometimes smoke comes out, so we need to just have somebody come and clean our chimney out. Hopefully we don't have much creosote in there. So, but I think you're supposed to do that once a year. We should have done it at the beginning of the year, but got really cold and we just kind of started going with it. But yeah, well, we're gonna check for creosote pretty soon. Now, as you can see, that other side is not burning anymore, which is kind of too bad, but I do have a little flame, so I'm going to take advantage of this little flame here. You know, I've gotten to where I'm not afraid of it at all. I have been burned a couple of times on my, my fingers and arms, but you know, you gotta figure out how to do it and what to do and what not to do. But like I said, I'm not afraid of it anymore. And anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I maybe should have built this up a little bit more, maybe a couple more starter sticks, but I was kind of testing to see if it would work with just, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6. I've had times where I've had 7 or 8 to 10, but here's a really long piece. As long as there's a flame, I just kind of try to keep it going. All right. So this video is kind of for people who have never really started a wood stove fire and how to do it without charcoal and lighter fluid, and also kind of showing my Englander stove for people who are interested in buying the Englander. There we go, now it's going good. So, you know, you just, if it's kind of having a hard time, you just keep putting pieces of paper in there, you know, and I've only started one match. Alright, I think it's going good enough. I'm going to go get a piece of wood and show you how I kind of stack it in there. Okay, you'll kind of hear some hissing sounds and see some wetness on there. That means our starter sticks are wet. So that's why I was having such a hard time starting it. It's better to have dry starter sticks. But we did get it started, but it would be going a lot better if it wasn't wet. I put a log over here and a log over here. That way I keep my wood up high. I'll show you. I have a long stick. Kind of put it on top of. That way you see how it's elevated. This kind of stove, you just have to have your wood elevated really well. If it hits the ground, it doesn't keep going as well as it should. So that will probably set down fire, and because those little starter sticks, once they crumble, they fall. And if I just had that piece of wood on the starter sticks, it would fall and have a hard time. So, and I might even put another long stick right across here, and that'll start going really, really good. So, fire's going, I usually wait till it starts burning really, really hot. And once it gets, I could start feeling some heat coming off here. Then I'll turn on my blower on the back so that the air can flow through the house. So here's my blower. This is low. And this is high. And the air blows through here. You can feel the air blowing through here. You can see it is really going now. So I got that back log, and then I put another one in on the front. As you can see, they're elevated on both sides. And then you can see underneath there's a lot of popping and cracking because the fire starter wood was a little bit wet. But I just remember the word. This is a damper. I could not remember the name of this. I have the damper all the way out, so it has a lot of air in there. When you close it all the way, that's, it's supposed to, still have enough air to go, but for some reason, ours is having difficulty. When I close it all the way, a lot of times it'll just almost put it out. So it's starting to spark, like pop and crack, so I'm going to close the door. Sometimes I let the door just be cracked open a little bit, and as you can see, there's like maximum air going in there now due to that being cracked and the damper being opened all the way. And I kind of let it just have maximum airflow until I know for sure the sticks are really on fire. Let's see. I've really studied this a lot and practiced a lot, so I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it. But if you see that I can improve in any kind of way, or if you might know why our airflow is not as good as it should be due to the not being able to close the damper all the way like I would like to, let me know in the comments. That would be great. And please subscribe too. We have all kinds of videos, Jacob's New Adventures, and tips and help, and we appreciate you all. So now that I've closed the door, see, it's not going as strong as it was because the airflow seems to be restricted a little bit. So we'll check for creosote, see if that might be the problem. And that's my video. And thanks again, and have a great day.